See that? I was supposed to shoot that at the other guy. Who else is shooting? What a terrible place for a rock. Why would characters need moving? Well, unless you're the one paying for the private server, what happens if the person paying for the private server decides to stop paying for the private server? What happens if the company providing the Dune servers decides it doesn't want to do Dune servers anymore because there's more than one company, right? Or it goes bust or whatever. I mean, not likely to happen every 5 minutes, right? But still, something that... What happens to your 900 hours invested in a character if the server shuts down? In your case, you pay. If Nitrado stops, you're fucked, yeah. Yeah, I mean, in this case, if I wanted to keep it, then I would look to take over the cost. But as it currently stands, I'm not sure I would. Until the game improves a lot more, then I'm not invested enough to want to burden that cost. No. It's a ball lake. Where is the... Oh, there's normally one by the door, there's not. Oh, you cock! How the hell in there? How the hell in there can you shoot me with a fucking sniper? Where are you? There you are. Rude. There we go. We're out. When you upgraded your phone, you cancelled your landline, made £6 saving each month. Put that aside. Well, no, I mean, like, if you're getting it's all a matter of relative, right? It's, are you getting value for money? If you're playing this game for, let's say, 100 hours a month, right, and you're paying 30 quid, right, and that is less. That's like half the price of most brand new AAA games, which in a lot of cases give you less for your money, like less, than 100 hours. So you kind of go, well, Are you getting value for money? Are you getting the game time for your 30 quid? Nothing's very little's free. Very few games can you play like and get hundreds of hours of content for free. Like Once Human, you can. That's a good free game. I like Once Human for that perspective. Star Wars: The Old Republic. That's a free game where you can get hundreds of hours of enjoyment from. World of Tanks and War Thunder, if you don't mind ridiculous grinds. Because they are ridiculous grinds. You grind the game harder than a stripper on a Saturday. Well, there you go. So you spent 30 quid on the game rather than a stripper. So sounds like you're getting good value for money, my friend. The wife takes care of the rest. Man, this buggy really does not provide a lot of cover, does it? It looks pretty armored, and they're able to shoot you through the back. Little mini base healer. He's clearly using it for erythrite farming, I guess. There's no buggy in there. Interesting. Pentashields are up, so he's active. You don't get. I don't put doors on it instead of having those. I know. Like I. Why wouldn't this thing be way more armored up? Very, very odd. Very odd. Anyway, that's good enough haul. We'll head back now. Trying to think of what other games I've played relatively recently which are totally free to play, which are like really good. Can't think. Like if someone said to me what would I like if I'd recommend a game completely free to play that you'll get lots of enjoyment out of Star Wars: The Old Republic, Once Human, World of Tanks, like I say, a War Thunder if you don't mind big grinds. That's probably it, I think. Because Guild Wars 2's not free, is it? Or is it now? Warframe is alright to play for free if you don't mind a grind. Never played Warframe. Your base is quite a bit further than yours from here, so you usually fly in, assemble your bug inside, drive back. Yeah, mine literally, my base is like almost next door to this, so. I wanted to build pretty close to the trade post. You maxed out bases in Hagar? 2 in the deep desert. I've only got 2 bases in Hagar. I've got this little outpost and I've got the main base, and that's it. I didn't feel like I need any more. I know you can build a base down in the shield area, and I guess if you're farming for like the irradiated slag, I guess you might want a base down there, but I don't. I just fly in and out of Sheol if I need jasmium and stuff. If I had it's probably the only thing I would use a carrier for, which is to carry a buggy down to Sheol for some jasmium farming, but that's about it. There we go. There we go. That cobalt paste can be ticking away. That water's doing its thing. Right, let's head back. You put a base in E5. Nice in the middle. Easy to get to station, spice fields. Then you have another base on a titanium island. That's pretty cool. Why do you have the... do you have your base there for processing, do you? So that you're processing straight into plastanium in the deep desert. Okay. I've never bothered building a base in the deep desert. I've never found the need, really, when you're playing solo like me, casually. It's a shame in a way that they haven't got any consumables that really require copper or like steel or anything like that now. It does make the rest of Hagar like a bit worthless. Ah, okay. Nice, that's a good idea. Private server, all the tradies, no PvP risk. But your server's private, but the world isn't, right? The whole world is Atreides, but there's like 20 servers on each world, right? And if you've got one private server, you're saying that out of all the other 19 servers, there's no Harks. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Right. Single player, and I have no problem with that. Well, no, it's a co-op adventure game, right? Because you're playing with friends. Okay, so that's the first thing to make. So we're still doing spice and plastic composite. See, we haven't got any of that. That we need to make. Are we still refining spice? Or have we done it all? There we go. Still got a bit left. Okay. Okay, that's full. Right. Aluminum buggy. You get your thrill out of solo crawling spice and solo running berry stations. Doesn't have to be a thrill. Do you know what? Do you know? It's really interesting talking about like what the motivation of playing some games, right? So, have you ever heard of a game called Planet Crafter? I've got a whole playthrough which I've recently finished on my YouTube channel. And basically, you're a prisoner who is being offered a chance of redemption by being dumped on a barren planet which you have to terraform. Right? There are no enemies on the whole planet. Right? So there's no weapons in the game, nothing. The whole thing's about terraforming. But you can obviously die to meteor showers. You can die. Oxygen is a big thing, like having enough oxygen. Certainly in the early and mid game. Excuse me. Sounds like Matt Damon movie, Martian. A bit like that, but it's like proper terraformation, like you properly terraform the game. In fact, have I got it? Planet Crafter, there it is.
Emergency. Correct your trajectory. Imminent impact. Imminent impact.
This is in early access. It's obviously much better looking than it is now that they've improved the graphics on it. So obviously it came out full release in 2024, but they've done a DLC since, which allows interplanetary travel, so you can now travel on your rocket up to moons and stuff. But man, the game is so chill. Is there an end to game? No, so there totally is an ending, right? There's 5 different endings. Is there 5 or is it 3? 3 different endings. There's a story element, not a big one, but it's more like an exploration and archaeology type of story. The main part of the game is terraforming the planet. And as you progress the terraformation, you get to a point where there will be an atmosphere and rain will start to fall. And there's a point where, like, if you start in one place and you build your base, as the planet terraforms, that location can get flooded if you don't know the map. So you might have to move your base because it'll be underwater. And the end of the game is when you fully terraform the planet. right? And the planet then has grass and flowers and trees and fish, and you can actually do genetic splicing to make animals, and you can change their color and all this sort of stuff. But there is an end, because the end is terraformation. And don't forget, the beginning of the story is you're a prisoner looking for redemption, right? So there's a whole thing, and I don't want to spoil it, but there's a whole thing, and 3 different endings. You go there and make basically, yeah, because the resources are there, and it's like the base building is very similar to Subnautica. It's clearly there's a Subnautica theme there. There's lots of wrecks on the ground for you to explore, and as you progress through the game, you can make power cells to power up the crashed ship to then explore more of the crashed ship you couldn't earlier. There's like areas where there's been cave-ins, and you can use explosives, which you get later in the game, to like blow up the cave-in, and there'll be a wreck behind it and stuff like that. So it's absolutely amazing, and there is absolutely an end, like, because once you've reached the maximum terraformation level, there's nothing else to terraform. So then it's like, well, how do you get to the ending? And I say I don't want to spoil it, but there are 3 different endings that are all tied into the story. And like once you get comms up, you get these emails that come through to you and stuff like that. So it's really, really good, really good. You can only think of 2. To what? No, so because you don't know what's going on with the story. If you knew the story, and in fact, so one of the endings is very much tied into the story. Of when you arrive. One of the endings is very much tied into what you find when you're there, and there's another ending which is like a complete surprise but comes through to you via emails. So there is absolutely 3 endings. None of them involve you dying. Particularly given that the DLC, don't forget, is based upon you being able to travel to moons, because it's actually called the Moons update, right? So there's 2 moons around the main planet. So once you've got your rocket, you're able to travel to the moons. But you can only travel locally. Like, you can't travel all the way through deep space. But do you know what? And what I was going to say, and where all this came from, this long ramble, was there's no enemies, and the only thing that gets your heart racing is when you're exploring wrecks, which are very dark, very maze-like, and your oxygen is ticking down, right? And it's, do you know what? I've had so much fun playing that game, and it's been so chill. Like, I find it so relaxing playing the game. It's like really nice. Like, the base building's cool. Like, there's so many different base building like things you can do in the game. There's an element of automation, not on the level of Satisfactory, but an element of automation in there as well. And it all came down to the fact of about what you get enjoyment of when you're playing a game, and whether you need people killing you to make it, like, you know, get your heart racing or whatever. And it's like, actually, I was surprised. Like, I was like, after playing Subnautica, because Subnautica is really atmospheric, right? And there's loads of, like, you know, monsters in the ocean, and like every time you go somewhere, you like your heart's pounding because you get eaten or whatever. So you've kind of got that element. It's quite scary in that regard. But in Planetcraft, there's none of that. The only scary bit is when you're sat there going, my oxygen's running low and I don't know the way out. But it's very cool. It's a really cool, chill game. And do you know what? It was made by 2 French developers. That was it. I mean, I can tell you the endings if you want. They're on my channel anyway. Do you want me to spoil it for you or not? But yeah, it was made. There's only 2 devs made that whole game, and it was. I had so much fun. I was so surprised. Like I was like, "There's no weapons in this game. There's no bad guys. There's no monsters. I'm going to be bored out of my mind." Man, it was fun. Link your channel when you're okay. Let me see. There you go. That's what you get when you get the people selling artwork and they go, "Oh, can you tell me your Discord channel? It's linked below. Can you tell me," and they ask you like 3 times, "Can you tell me?" No, it's linked below. Go and look. It's like, right, let's get some more water. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Planet Crafter to the point where I played it. I played it most of the way through what was available in early access, and then when it was fully released, I played it all the way through to the end, and I did all 3 endings as well. Though I haven't yet done the DLC of going to the moons, because that's not that old. Planet Crafter series, I've got... It should be the latest playlist, because there's 2. Yeah, 88 videos. Planet Crafter full release complete. That's the one. I think I need to go and get some more corpses. Yeah, let's go get some more corpses. But yeah, I had a lot of fun in that game. It's also kind of one of the reasons I was like, I'm doing a Starfield like offline playthrough at the moment. It's a bit like why I was a little bit disappointed with Starfield. Like I knew it was never going to have the RPG elements that you're going to get in Cyberpunk, and loads of people compared it to Cyberpunk, and I think they were dreaming if they ever thought it was a Bethesda game was going to look and feel like Cyberpunk with the dialogue and all of that, and I get that. And a lot of the planets are barren. But man, the spaceship crafting was really cool. Like, I really enjoyed the whole spaceship crafting, and I wish there was like more to the game that was of that quality. Like, because the base building is not great as well. So I've heard. I've not done much of the base building in Starfield, but when you compare it to the base building that, you know, is in Planet Crafter, Subnautica, Sons of the Forest, you know, Dune, and all these sort of games, Once Human, I mean, it's on another level. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, shit. Hey, look. Why aren't you doing the thing? Can I not do it in the spice form? Why is it not working? Oh, there you go. How weird. So here's a tip. Don't press the spice activation button when you're dicking around. Twitch is nice when you can just vibe and chat. Oh yeah, without a doubt. So like I say, this is why I love streaming and why I do it as a hobby. total hobby. You know, I put hours into my streaming. When you think about it, I put hours into the YouTube channel, and it's purely for the love of video games and chatting with people about video games and all that sort of stuff. And I can get salty, don't get me wrong. I can get salty. I was pretty salty yesterday when I crashed out on this game, but so if you want to see me salty, holy crap, World of Tanks, that is a game to make you pick your PC up and throw it out the window. The frustration in that game. That's RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG. And when it's not going your way, oh my god, it can feel so bad. Jesus. No other word would you have come across and just vibed. It's true though, you're absolutely right. I mean, that is like that. And also being able to talk about the game you're playing, like, you know, when I've been playing games like Last Epoch and Path of Exile 2, there's a few guys that come on like that know tons about the game, and you're just able to chat for hours about like different builds, different gear, because obviously those games are like really deep in the gear and builds and stuff. And you know, and it's really cool just being able to talk about all that stuff, you know, get different views from it, you know, and then they suggest something and you go try it out, and then sometimes you end up exploring together because like you're playing a character or you're doing abilities or a build that they don't normally do, so then they suggest something to improve it and you go, do you know what, let's try it out, and like it's really cool, like really fun. Been talking, you feel like you need to go remind your wife. Well, see, this is the thing, my wife isn't here, so yeah, she'll think you've got a bit on the side. And then you'll get me in trouble because she'll feel like I'm monopolizing your time. Sound effects and the pistol's great. Yeah, I like the pistol. Pistol's fun. Do you know what? The pistol is great in the lower tier areas, like just running around one-shotting everybody. It's really good. I was surprised when I first saw it, and I was like, it's got a magazine of what? I was like, oh, it's not that great. And then I started like I was actually using it just to, because I had good armor and I was over-geared for the testing station and stuff. You could literally just run around like just destroying people with the pistol, and it was actually really fun. See, again, there's a delay when you've got the spice thing activated and you use the parry. I didn't know there was. Interesting. It like delays it. That's because you're one of these people as well that runs around with a sword. They don't make much of a noise. Have you ever used the Vulcan Gao, the big heavy weapon? That can be pretty fun. It's fun to use. You need to be teched into it though, because it's so heavy. You move so slow when you've got it, and you need to boost its damage and everything else to make it worthwhile. But fully teched into and with the damage up and everything, it could be quite fun. I know you have it now, but you've not ever used it in the past. Or are you a sword sniper user, weren't you? Whereas I've always been a sniper pistol user. Well, not always. When I first started playing, I used to use a battle rifle, which was it was a triple burst battle rifle, a unique one. Aaron something maybe, but yeah, it was like a triple burst battle rifle, and that worked really well for me in the early game. And in fact, I ended up using a burst battle rifle for the last part of the DLC story when you go into that dungeon and you fight the dragon. I used the rifle for that. Aaron's Vengeance, that's it. Treadwheel hull. So I need this one first anyway, which is the chassis. So I can build one of those. What's the limit? Oh, it's plasteel stuff that's limiting. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, Aaron's Vengeance. But I think the battle rifle I used on the dragon encounter was I think it was Mendek's battle rifle or something. Which one is it? It's... So I've got the experimental Vulcan. Yeah, Mendek's Rattle. Triple burst. That's what I used for the end of the DLC stuff. The Dune Watcher Sniper. Yeah, I don't have that. Because which ones have I got in my research? Yeah, I do have a blueprint for a Doom Watcher. I just haven't made one. Partly because I don't have any spice infused plastanium dust. So I have a blueprint for one, but I don't have any spice infused plastanium. And then I've also got Ambition, which is the shotgun. But the big experimental thing is quite funny. I need is it light darts or heavy? There we go. See, my problem is, so one, you're really slow. That's how quickly you walk using it. It's too slow. But the spool up time is too long. And that's my problem. It just spools up. It just takes too long. Like, it's good if you've got plenty of time and plenty of warning and stuff. So, like, I could imagine if you were completely teched into it, running that with, like, an assault rifle could work quite nicely. But, yeah. Anyway, where are we? We're 4 hours done on the stream. It's 10 o'clock. I've got to be in the office tomorrow, so I'm leaving at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I think I'm going to wrap the stream up here. We've got lots of stuff done. We completed our Mark 6 Scout. We finished the end pretty much of Chapter 2. We've just got to find Noctua in a random Haga settlement. We did the Spice run, the Plastanium run, the Cobalt Paste run, which is good. So we're sitting in a good position materials-wise. Got plenty of fuel and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I think we're in a good place. It's almost 3 a.m. with you. It's late for you, but I'm going to wrap it up here. So we're going to wrap the stream up here, and going to go to Pinnacle Station. Okay. That's where we found him the first time, I think. Yeah. But yeah, so I think we're in a good place. Tomorrow we'll be streaming Path of Exile 2, and that will probably be with the Witch. We're doing a bit of a minion build. And we'll be playing Path of Exile 2 for the rest of the week, which will either be the Witch or the Mercenary with the artillery ballista. And then on Friday is release day for Battlefield 6. So fingers crossed the game's not trash, because the last couple has not been great. Have not been great. So be watching the PC playthrough. Keep you updated on that. No, well, like I say, there's plenty of playthroughs and stuff on the channel. So, and if there's any feedback, feel free to give it to me. Anything I can do to improve the channel, the quality of the videos and stuff like that, then let me know. And have a good rest of your evening. And thank you to all those watching on YouTube as well. And I will see you all tomorrow night. Have a good night.